Hi, everyone. This is Hannah Hanley, and I'm joined by Nate Ganna. We both work in the spirits industry, and this is Caviar and Chips, our podcast dedicated to the industry, what's going on in our lives, and more. Thanks for joining us. Let's get into it. Welcome back to another episode of Caviar and Chips. God. Oh.
You have to use that one. You got no choice now. That was so awful that you have to use it.
I'm Hannah Hanley.
Hey, Ganna.
Welcome.
Some reason this one's just killing me right now.
How's your week going, buddy?
My week is great. We are gearing up for a couple of things. Obviously, we have Pebble Beach Food and Wine coming up. Really excited for that. Yes, that is going to be such a cool festival. 1,000 people for the launch party of Hexclad and the James Beard Foundation, which is going to be a lot of fun, and some really cool sponsors for that. I'm very excited.
I'm so excited
And
to have
then,
Austria gin.
yeah, that's really neat, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's really cool. Is that how you pronounce it?
I think so.
Yeah,
Astria? Astria?
I don't know, but it's a really cool spelling, really beautiful bottle. I'm
Yeah.
very excited about that.
They're
Yeah, really neat.
gorgeous.
Yeah, they are.
Danielle,
They're really cool.
who is the founder and distiller and stuff, she is a master herbalist. What the fuck is happening?
Do you have a beer right now in front of you?
I wish.
Holy
Oh,
smokes.
I don't have a beer. I'm at WeWork. There's no beer allowed
Yeah.
at the library.
We are excited for the gin, like you said. We're also excited for Binder's Stash. Also excited for the other alcohol brands that are going to be involved. And the show itself is going to be pretty fantastic. But also, I'm excited to go and try and do some work with some wineries. I'm really pumped.
Are we doing that? Oh my God, yay.
Yeah.
Cool.
What's
Well,
going on with you?
I'm excited because we have Heaven Hill booked for IWSC in June.
Heck yes.
So we're bringing
There
the
you go.
International Wine and Spirits Competition back to Kentucky, baby. And
Amazing.
it's going to be really cool. Heaven Hill hosting,
That's
which
awesome.
is amazing. Excited to work with their team. I feel like we talk about Heaven Hill every single episode. We're so obsessed with them. Are we creepy?
No, because they are such amazing people there. If you could be one company with the coolest people in the world, it would be Heaven Hill.
Yeah, they're so cool. Oh my God.
They're just so cool.
We're so obsessed
It's
with them.
crazy. When I grow up, I want to be cool like Heaven Hill cool.
I'm definitely not cool, so I got that going for us.
You're working on it, though. You're working on it.
I'm
You are
working.
becoming more and more rebellious by the day in this industry. It's really cool to see.
What?
Hey, I'm not the one with a beer in hand in the WeWork right now. I'm just saying. I
don't
wish I
have
was.
any beer. I just have water with my new
I believe you.
Adwala water bottle. I'm obsessed with this water bottle. I'm such a water bottle
You know what?
girl.
Do you remember the episode of Two Bears where he was talking to Bert and Bert took a sip of his Kool-Aid?
No.
Oh my God, that just reminded me of that, and it's the best episode ever on planet Earth. That's what made me fall in love with Bert and Tom. Bert was like, "Let me just take a sip of my Kool-Aid," and Tom stops everything that he's doing. He's like, "Kool-Aid?" He's like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Kool-Aid is fucking awesome." And he's like, "I drink 2 of these a day." And he goes, "That's not really Kool-Aid, is it?" And he takes Bert's water bottle, looks inside, and he's like, "Oh my God, you are drinking Kool-Aid." And he's like, just starts bursting out laughing. And he's like, "You drink 64 ounces of sugar every day?" And he's like, "It's just pure sugar."
Oh my God.
Yes!
That's
It's the
where that
best
whole bit
episode
came
ever.
from. I never knew
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
Oh,
take a
that's
sip of
funny.
Kool-Aid.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Porosos did a big activation for South by Southwest last week. Looked really fun. They were doing some live podcasting, lots of brand sponsors. So,
See, that makes a lot of sense because South by is over in Austin, which is where
yeah.
they're based. So that does make a lot of sense.
Well, we got some top releases coming out that
Oh,
are interesting, I think.
Hit me with him.
One. Number one. Bow, bow, bow.
Um,
Hirsch, American Single Malt by Hodling.
that's about time that they put out an American single malt.
It's
That's
a
really cool.
100% Maris Otter barley and aged for 6 years and 9 months in American oak barrels. And it is going to be available in California, Illinois, Texas, Louisiana, and Colorado. $75.
It's a very fair price.
Yeah.
And I really like Kevin Aslin at Hirsch. He is one of the nicest master distillers out there. Such a sweetheart of a dude. Has spoken with me multiple times on a lot of different panels, and he's just a gem of a human. So I hope he really succeeds with that thing.
Good.
He's great. Yeah,
I
that's
think
cool.
Hodling is like they're like fancy pants packaging. I love the
Yeah,
Hirsch packaging and yeah, it's cute.
obviously Nika
Mm-hmm.
and Cavalan and Dingle.
Yeah.
Some great brands over at Hodling. Truly phenomenal.
Yeah.
Love their stuff. Yes, I was a judge for Nika in 2023 or 22. I can't remember, but it was fantastic to be a part of such a great experience of Japanese whiskey when Japanese whiskey is very closed off to doing public corporate things. So
Wait,
the
what
way
does
they
that
did
mean?
their
You were a judge?
competitions.
Like, what do you? What?
I was a judge for the Nika Spirits competition in
Oh,
2022. Yeah.
where was that?
So it's really cool. So that was in Chicago. So
Mm.
they're kind of that's the Japanese version of Diageo World Class.
Mm.
So they have a spirits competition where 10 bartenders from each country make their best cocktail with ingredients. But the coolest part was it was 10 bartenders and they made three styles of cocktails. And it was probably the most unique competition I've ever judged because it was at a world famous bar called Kimiko in Chicago. And the 10 bartenders had to focus on the drinks while talking to the three customers who were the three judges. And so
Oh,
it's a really tough competition because it's more to your skill set about being able to deal with your consumer than just the product itself of making a cocktail. So I think that's what separates the Nika competition from every other competition, which is really, really cool.
that's awesome. That reminds me, Connor, who bartended for us in at Tails and is from Vancouver, just won a competition. Yeah.
That is correct. Connor is what I would like to say a rising star in the industry. And I'll tell you why, because that's a pretty big competition called Barate Kid, and it is like a speed bartending competition, and he won. But the thing is that he beat out a bartender from New York, and he also beat out a guy from Sweden. And the guy from New York was like, dude, do you want a job in New York?
So
And
cool.
so he's got a huge future ahead of him with what he's doing. I think he's the right look, he's the right attitude, he's that bartender. He's not douchey, he's really sweet, but he can be a dick, but he's not if he likes you, he's just over the moon with you. He's just the kind of the all-around package of what like a current day bartender is, and he's worked really hard to get where he is. So I'm very happy for him. He's
Connor
also dual
Joseph.
citizen
Yeah, Connor Joseph.
He's also dual citizen, so he can kind of work wherever he wants to go and do that. So which that's I hope he ends up doing that. And I actually put Connor up for a pretty cool gig right now, which I'm not going to talk about, but we'll see if we get the gig, I will tell everybody what it's all about. But I did put Connor up as my bartender for it.
Are you gonna tell me?
You already know what it is.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh.
obviously.
Oh, okay.
Jeez Louise. Yes. Come on now. Get it together, Hannah.
Sorry.
Come on.
Also, Connor was on the main page of Movers and Shakers Instagram for from like a security camera footage of like a shaker fully exploding and like hitting him in the face. And
What?
you didn't see that?
No, can you send that to
Oh
me?
my god, it's kind of old. I gotta find it. He's so sweet. Big cat guy, if you're into cats.
Yes, I'm a huge cat guy, but he is.
Spirits competitions. I feel like I didn't even know that about you and Nika. And Nate had a whole
Really?
life before we started like hanging out more that I don't know anything about.
This is also very, very true. And despite the fact that I do adore you, yes, I have had another life prior to you. I'm
It's
sorry,
like
Hannah.
BH and AH beforehand and after.
Oh my God. That's actually a really good one. I like that.
The second release is from Yellowstone Bourbon, and they have the release of Small Batch 107. It is age 6 years and their first age statement, which is cool. And it is 107 proof. Stephen Beam, who's the seventh generation founder and master distiller, he said that Yellowstone was the top selling whiskey in the 1960s. And at that time, it was a 6 year old bottling. And so this kind of plays homage to that history for Yellowstone. And this is going to be available nationwide, $45 a
You
bottle.
want to hear a really funny story?
Tell me, obviously.
Yellowstone should have been the official bourbon of the show, logically speaking,
Right.
and they screwed that up and did not wind up being the official, and Stitzel took it. But
Oh,
yeah, how
yeah.
silly is that? Yeah. You
That
had
is
one
silly.
job. You had one job and you couldn't do it. Yep.
Well,
Let's talk about a different brand and a different cool thing that I saw. My friend Pablo Moy,
yeah.
who owns a company called Rare Character, was voted as the second most collectible whiskey by Whiskey Advocate behind Macallan.
Whoa.
Yeah, yeah,
Pablo.
yeah. I'm lucky I have a few of those bottles and my own release coming relatively soon. So I'll be sure to hold on to a lot of those and maybe not sell any. No, I'm just kidding. Um, yeah,
he just
I was really
he
happy
just
to
does a
see it.
release and doesn't release any bottles. He's like the
This
rest
is
are in
all
Nate's
mine.
bathroom.
It's literally in the bathtub. Not even barreled,
It's
not
bathtub
even bottled.
bourbon.
Bathtub bourbon, forget bathtub gin.
hmm
No, I'm really happy for him. He deserves it. He's doing so well right now in a time when people are not doing well in the industry. Pablo is absolutely killing it with every release that he does, and I'm so happy to see that.
I just have one question about wax top. Can we not? Are
Hold
you
on.
team wax top?
I am. I am. Here's the thing. It doesn't matter who does the wax job. It does matter who waxes the bottle for you.
That's what she
Some people
said.
just don't know how to wax job. I know that's what she said, and that's what she does. But, some people can wax and some people cannot wax. I don't know what that means. Remember that kid last year that sliced himself open? Holy
Do
smokes.
I remember? Yes, I have PTSD from that. Last
Wow.
year at one of the events that we were working at, a kid was opening a wax top bottle and sliced his arm so bad that he sliced four tendons open. And I actually basically tourniqueted his arm, and now I have PTSD. And that was the first time I ever had a panic attack.
Well, I got to be honest with you. Nobody knew that you had a panic attack because you handled it so well. I honestly got to be real. Until I had to come and see you in the office, I really thought that you were just completely boss on the whole situation, which you were. And what you did for that kid and saving his arm legitimately was truly unbelievable. That
Thank
was
you.
wild.
That's nice. I was
Yes.
covered in blood and it was terrifying. And if you have had a panic attack before, you know what it feels like, but I had never had one and was like, what is happening to me? I can't breathe.
Yeah. Wow.
So that's
No, that
crazy.
was incredible. Holy smokes. Cool.
Any
You're
other
like MacGyver.
releases?
You're like MacGyver
I
and
always I
Ivor.
always joke, there's a reason I'm not in healthcare, okay? There's a reason I work in the alcohol industry, and it is that blood is not for me.
Fair, fair. I won't go into crazy stories. I'll just say that my ex was a psychiatric nurse, and the shit that I've heard is psychotic. So I'll tell you off air.
There's, there's like a stage in life where you're a kid and you get like scrapes and cuts and things like that. And then you become an adult and you don't fall down as often or ever,
Yes.
and you don't deal with blood.
Yes.
And then when you have kids, you start to have to deal with blood again. And now I'm better at it, but that was kind of like a next level situation last year at that event. However, there has been a couple of instances that we've had like I've had to take my son to get glued, and then things like that where it's
Wow.
like, oh, this is nasty.
That is crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's terrifying.
Yeah. Well, thanks for joining us for another episode of Caviar and Chips. We're going to make this one a quick one because Nate has to go get it
But
on an airplane again.
short and sweet. I love you.
Thanks for joining us. Love ya.
Bye-bye.
Bye.